But there is a whole lot going on all over the world. And normally persecution doesn't happen here in the United States, but it's happening on a big scale. There's always been some on a smaller scale, but now it's a big scale. And when you're talking about shutting churches down, even though it's against the Constitution, and with a virus going around as strong as it is, not as bad as they say it is, but it's still a powerful virus that we have to worry about. But when they're opening up, well, we'll go back a little bit further. They're closing down pretty much several countries. And they're telling us to, shut businesses, stay home. In other words, go broke, make the country broke. And then leaving liquor stores, leaving certain department stores open without any this is really tough to talk about. You can go into these places and have more than 10. I mean, we're talking, you can have hundreds in there and it's not a big deal. As long as, like when you're standing in line, you're 6 foot behind the other person. But yet, you can't have a church service. And some of these places won't even let you have them in a parking lot until they was going to court for it. And then they finally said, okay, you can have it in the parking lot, but the window's got to be halfway up. What is the power that they are trying to, go against us? What is this all about? What is it? Well, I'll tell you what it is. They think it's because they don't like Christians and that we have no right to live on earth. But they don't realize that the Christians are the ones who does the good for other people. So if they get rid of all of the Christians, what good is there going to be left? Oh, they think they're good themselves and that everything's going to be just fine. But why are they picking on just the Christians like that? Now, to jump to a recent, we're talking just a few days. In one city, they actually took police to the church and tried to get in, but they wouldn't unlock the doors and let them in. They went ahead and went with their service. But they did have somebody outside videotaping the people. What is that all about? What are they going to do with that? Clear across several states to another area, they went there with the police and they made those people go home. So they ended up stopping that service. Why? Everything's opening up. So why couldn't they open up the church too? Everything else is opening up. Why were they excluded from opening up? So they've been struggling with that, but it got worse because somebody, fortunately nobody was there, the pastor was even in another state, but somebody went and burnt the church down. And some people say, oh, that could have been an accident. No, it wasn't an accident because somebody went out in the parking lot and they put down, they spray painted on the parking lot that next time, or something, I'm going to have to paraphrase it, pretty much said, next time you'll stay home, won't you? Or now you'll stay home, won't you? Or something of that sort. So you can tell somebody, they did this on purpose. Now, there was another little sign right next to it. And I'm not going to say what it is because I have to research it. I have a pretty good idea what it is. And it has to do with an atheist club, but I'm not for sure. So, without going into detail, I'm going to have to leave that go. But if somebody else wants to jump online and see if they can find that video of what went on there and what was painted in the parking lot, if they can see that, then maybe they can figure out what that sign is. But without me researching it, I can't say any more than what I already have. But why is all of this happening? Why? Well, they think it's because they want to do away with the Christians and not blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Oh, it is on their part. But I know one thing, and it's something I've been studying a little bit. And I mean, I've already read through all the Revelations several times, and going back in Matthew and going into First Thessalonians, and there's a lot to be said on what's going on right now. And I'm not saying that Jesus is coming back today or tomorrow or next week or next month, but I'm not going to say he's not either. Because if you look at everything that's going on and correspond it with what the Word says, and if you pray and actually pray, I mean, don't just say, oh, God, just show me a sign. Tell me, because he's showing us signs. It's no different than when Jesus was here and he did all these miracles, but yet they still hung him on the cross, saying that he wasn't the Messiah. Then they're telling him, come down off that cross and we'll believe you. Really? Well, he came off the cross, and 3 days later he came out of that grave too. If that wasn't the Messiah, then I have no idea what would have been. People missed it. How many true followers are there out there that actually have that communication? I'm not saying that you're not, but I'm not going to say you are either. I'm not even going to say I'm completely there because I'm not. I still have some struggles here. But I do know there's a Jesus Christ, and he is the Messiah. I do know that he came and lived here on earth, and he was born of a virgin called Mary. He died on the cross for our sins, mine, yours. He rose again, just like he said he would, in 3 days. They don't talk a whole lot about the earthquake and the black skies and all that stuff. People don't talk about that. But could you imagine the ground shaking and that huge rock that took several men to get rolled just come over by itself? Really? I mean, he spent how many days on earth after that? How many witnesses were there? But yet, that one group that Satan has control of still lives today. That one organization, that one group, still lives today. Oh, not the same people. But Satan still works with the group. Been trying to get rid of Christians for years. We're still here. But Jesus did say he was going to come back. And everybody that does not believe, or all these people that think they believe, but they show otherwise, I'm not so sure they're going to like it. But those of you that confess that Jesus Christ is Lord and you're doing His will, we have nothing to be scared of. But I'll tell you what hurts. It hurts to see these people that you care for and you've talked to that don't want to listen. And some of them say, oh yeah, you're right. But then when they walk away from you, they're like, and they just go ahead and do whatever. It really hurts. You can't wait. Look what's going on around us. And persecution is right here. It's happening today. And people's been saying time is near. Well, it's always near. But I don't think we should be saying time is near anymore. Because if people got honest with themselves, seriously honest with themselves, not just blank out everything that everybody else is saying and get honest with yourself. Go hide yourself in a closet and start praying. Open up the Word and start reading. If you're not sure where to start in the New Testament, Matthew, and just read clear through Revelation. But don't read it so fast that you're skimming over so many words that you don't remember what you're reading. Take your time and pray before you start reading. Pray when you're done reading for God to give you the knowledge, for God to give you the wisdom that you need, and for God to give you truth of His Word. And I wouldn't be putting it off too long, because if you do, it may be too late. This is serious. This is a serious matter. And there's going to be a lot of people think that we're crazy. But when that time comes, they're going to think differently. But some of them, a majority of them that's going to be left behind, their heart is going to be so hardened that instead of praising God, our Creator, praising Jesus for what He has done for us, they're going to curse them. Even after they see all this going on, they're still going to curse them. Pray for those people now for them to turn their hearts around. And some of them will never turn their heart around because they're already so hardened. They've got that wall built so tall and tight that it's not going to break down. But for now, see where your own heart is. You need to know where you're going to be heading, because it's going to be hard for you to help somebody else get on the right path if you're not there yourself. So pray for the knowledge and the guidance and for God to give you wisdom, and keep an eye on the signs that's going on around us, because those signs, more than any other year behind us, those signs are so powerful and so strong that it's very believable if you're seeing them. The time is near, very near. You need to think about it. It's a very serious matter. And if you're not ready, God bless.